Good evening and welcome to the programme. We start tonight with the disturbing story of how this family had to go through not one but two funerals for their loved one because a blunder at a hospital mortuary led to them burying the wrong body. An investigation by this programme has revealed that Hammersmith Hospital confused two bodies and released them to the wrong families. One had to be hastily exhumed. We've also obtained a report suggesting the mistake was waiting to happen after a string of problems at the mortuary. Lynn has this exclusive report.
This is Jamil Sheikh on holiday. A father, husband and former railway guard. But his family also remembers something more traumatic. How he was sent for burial twice after a hospital blunder.
Disgusting and shocking and unacceptable, really, of how you can give somebody the wrong person to bury.
It's December 2009. Jamil Sheikh dies at Hammersmith Hospital from heart problems. Another man with the same surname dies too. Porters wheeled him for storage in the mortuary fridge at separate times. The names of the men were similar but not identical. They both had identifying tags on them, yet still they were both released to the wrong funeral directors. The family of the other man open up the coffin to say last goodbyes. They find Jamil, of course, a total stranger.
So the funeral director brings the body back here to Hammersmith Hospital. The family too arrive in a desperate state, wanting to know if the body they've stared at in the coffin isn't their relative. Where is he?
The answer in the wrong coffin. Jamil's family have buried the man they assume is him. Days later, they go through the trauma of having the wrong body exhumed from Jamil's grave. His wife then has to sort out a second funeral for Jamil.
Every time she was speaking to somebody, she'd break down crying again. So, yeah, it wasn't a nice experience for her. I mean, it was her husband of 50 years, you know, so losing him in the first place and then effectively losing him again, having to have two funerals.
The hospital apologised to both families and suspended a mortuary worker. But BBC London's seen a confidential hospital investigation showing this was an accident waiting to happen. It outlines out-of-date procedures at the mortuary, a lack of training and evidence of system failure. One member of staff is described as having made 70 errors.
As well as the mortuary staff, the funeral directors should have checked more carefully. The death notification form filled in by nurses was described as confusing. All in all, this incident has served as a major wake-up call for this hospital that change was needed.
That happened immediately. A tougher warning system is in place for bodies with similar names. But this blunder has left this family struggling to recover.
It did stop our grieving process, and it did take away the significance of my father passing away, because having the two funerals and the bodies getting mixed up, it became the talking point rather than him passing away.
A respirator's now been named after Jamil Sheikh in memory at the hospital. The family are desperate no one else should ever have to go through what they did again. Lynn, BBC London News.
And